Second graders, you are finally going to be painting your clay hearts. Now I want you to think about some color families that you know before you start to paint. You could use the warm colors like orange, yellow, or red, or the cool colors, blue, purple, and green. What about the primary colors? Those are red, yellow, and blue, or secondary, orange, purple, or green. Choose a color family that you know and that you like and start painting your clay heart. I think I'm going to stick with my warm colors. I know those colors will look good next to each other, and I'm thinking hearts are kind of warm. They make me think of happy things. So I'm going to paint my heart with those warm colors. Now clay, our clay especially, has a lot of textures to it. There's a lot of rough spots or smooth spots, texture. To fill in those texture with the paint, I need to add a little bit more water than I normally would when I'm painting on paper. So I'm going to get my brush wet so that I get in all of those little cracks or textures that I created when I was sculpting my clay. I also want to paint in all of the spots. I don't want to even leave any white spots behind. That also might mean that I have to do multiple coats. So if I already painted one spot, I might have to come back when it's dry, and I might have to paint it again to make sure my colors are really bright and that there's no white spots hidden in there. Your clay is really porous, second grade. That means it has lots of little holes, kind of like our skin. We don't see those little holes, but I know that they're there. Your clay will kind of soak up all of that water or moisture with like a sponge. So your clay will dry pretty quick. So if you need to do multiple coats on your clay, it shouldn't take you too long for it to dry. Okay? I'm going to paint my heart in completely so that there are no white spaces. These hearts, second grade, are going to be displayed in the library. So I want to make sure that I'm showing really great craftsmanship and painting from each angle so that I don't have any white space. Notice how I kind of pick my clay up so that I can turn it and look at it. Now your clay is ceramic now, but it's still really fragile. If I drop my clay on the ground, or I drop it even on my table from too high of a height, it could break. Now I can fix some things with hot glue, but not all things, so make sure that you're being really careful with your clay and not dropping it. Very attentive. How high is it off the ground or off my table as I'm spinning it? I'm even going to paint the inside, and that can be a little tricky. This is where 2 coats will come in handy with my paint. Got the bottom to think about yet. My clay is going to sit on the table in the library, so I don't have to worry about the part with my name as much, but I definitely need to make sure that there's still no white space showing from the parts that it's going to see from off the table. So I'm going to paint right up until that name. Alright, my clay is pretty much finished. I can probably go around and do another coat. When your clay is totally dry, you're going to take it to the clay cart right by the kiln door so that it can go up to the library to be displayed.